Good morning from Panama. It's a beautiful start to the day. It's gorgeous out. I'm sure it'll rain though, because we're now into October, which is the rainy season, which is okay because it's not like, November in Canada, say Ontario, those November cold rains. Ay, 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 ay. I've been stuck out in those in my life. I was wild and crazy. Not nice weather, don't like it. Today I thought I'd come on and I wanted to talk a little bit about mind control. Mind control and how it works, and also how you usher in fascist tendencies, this collectivism that is really in the Western world. It's really everywhere, this collectivism, this philosophy. It's an old philosophy, actually. And also technocracy, because technocracy is collectivism. It's this everything is one, right? This world government. So I think that there's a misconception about mind control. Most people, when you talk about mind control, they think of something. Oh, it couldn't happen to me. I would know it if I was being mind controlled. It's almost like they think that they'll be snatched up and have, like, something stuck on their head, electrodes in their head, and they'll be mind controlled. No, no, no. It's incredibly, incredibly subtle. It's been a honed art, mind control, for a very long time. This is not new, but I must say they do have it down to an art. So I wanted to explain. I talked to somebody from Canada, Ontario, Canada, the other day, who works in the educational system. And she was telling me some information about this, mandatory training that you had to go to, everybody had to go to. And it basically looks at, what you should do to certain groups of people based on color and what you shouldn't do to certain groups of people based on color. They say it's anti-racist. Nothing. It's funny how you can use language, eh? You can use language and repeat it enough that people. It's not that they are not consciously thinking. It's not that there's anything wrong with their mente, right? It's that the language is in your subconscious. It picks up everything, and then when you're in subconscious mind, you start to work on these programs. So it was kind of what I was trying to explain to this person is that these really are called, they're Mao's struggle sessions, is really what you're seeing, right? I'll focus on Canada, but I believe it's all the Western world, right? That through the education, which is the propaganda, which is the training and indoctrination ground for our children, and they're incredibly, I mean, really, many people now are starting to see what's going on in the system, many more than were. I don't know if it's enough to change the system, but they're seeing that they are indoctrination centers, because that's exactly what they are. So a part of this conversation the person was telling me is about, looking at that us of this color of skin, colonizers, we're responsible. We're responsible from the sins of the past, from the same group of fucking people that are doing what they're doing now to us. It's the same group of people. It's just different generations of them, iterations of them, right? That are doing the same thing. And, it was them that had all the hunters go out and kill all the buffalo. It was them that rounded up the Aboriginal people and put them on reservations. It's all the same people. This is all the same, right? They just do the same thing. They just change the players. So in this particular conversation, people of a certain, let's say, maybe they have a darker skin color, you wouldn't phone CAS on those people. You wouldn't, if you saw something as an educator, I did too in nursing, you're obligated, if you see something, that's your professional responsibility, to contact the CAS. And so they're being told that under this training and under what you're supposed to do, that for certain colors, you would not. Because you caused the problem way back when, and we should have some sympathy for them. It's saying that something's, it's so fucking inverted. And so, of course, all of them are like, well, this isn't right. And they're asking questions. Well, that's all part of mind control. The absurdity of what you're being asked to do. But you're going to have to follow these rules because these guys pay you. Right? And it plants seeds in your subconscious because most people, when this starts talking, okay, you see the absurdity level. Do you know what your brain does when it's confused? It shuts off the conscious thinking part and you go into subconscious. The subconscious mind, which is in alpha brainwave, which makes you incredibly easy to hypnotize, right? And have all this information that is an absurdity flow into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind does not judge right, wrong, or this. It looks at where the main talking points are and it tallies them up. So that when you're in during the day, what do they say? 95% of your time you're in subconscious mind. Actually, I would theorize that it's higher than that now over the last almost 6 years. It'll be March, it'll be 6 years. You're coming from those programs. And Mao used these struggle sessions. Now, this is where this will lead eventually if people don't shut it the frig down, is that you are supposed to feel guilt and shame for who you are. Let me tell you something. I feel no guilt and shame about anything, actually. I've dealt with all of that kind of shit. That's not an energy you want to be carrying around, right? I had nothing to do with the genocides of the past, right? That was my so-called criminal governments that did that. I tried to speak, I'm speaking up now against the genocide, the really, really heavy genocide. Well, I saw it with the fentanyl. I saw what was going on in emergency departments. I saw what was happening with psychiatric patients. I saw what was happening with the elderly. I saw it all. I tried to tell people, nobody'd listen to me. Oh, that's just Marilyn, right? Why don't you tell us how you really feel? Because nobody wants to hear how you really feel. And that's the very thing that has got you in the goddamn trap that you're in. That you have in your institutions, because this fucking garbage is everywhere. I mean, the Studer group in hospitals, that's right out fucking mind control. Right out in the goddamn open. It's like evangelistic cults. Or cults. It's cult thinking. So now you have it doing these trainings. And they were doing trainings, the same thing. I have to understand sort of new age shit too. This new age thinking. Deepak Chopra, right? Who's another one, the Dalai Lama, the Desmond Tutu, what? They're all part of this one world, forced evolution, transhumanistic stuff we see happening now. So this stuff that is happening, and most people, when I try to explain what these struggle sessions were, again, they shut down. And again, that's programming. Oh, that couldn't be happening. I would know. No, you wouldn't. I didn't know I was programmed to be a drunk, to drink, to really shut off my emotional being, right? To numb the pain of everything. That abuse was just normal. You're supposed to put up with that. Right? People should bully you. People should not care. All this stuff. It's all programming. So the only way that you can protect yourself from the programming is to know you're being programmed. So for all you people in Canada that are in these giant institutions that are, well, it's patronology. They've been inverted. You're in totalitarian fascist systems that are trying to get you to divide against yourself. That there's something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your children. They're being poisoned and indoctrinated. There's nothing wrong with you. You're being poisoned and indoctrinated. Right? You are not to blame for the sins of those people in the past. You did not come into this world imperfect. You are perfect. And it's time to take your power back. You can't take your power back if you don't understand what you're looking at. So this is the way you do. Look at your institutions, right? Understand and try to, when you're listening in these meetings, to not let your mind wander away. Focus on it like an observer. Be really careful with how your emotions are. Try to hold those in check. That you are just the awareness watching what's going on and understanding the mind control aspect of it. If it's absurd, that's all part of it. It's part of confusion. Don't be confused. Say, it's just absurdity, right? They are using this to control my mind. I will not let them control my mind. I am a free thinker. I am not responsible for what has happened in the past. The past is gone. It's gone, right? All we can do is be our best selves today and not fall into this trap of racists. You're a racist, you're a this, you're a that. It's the epitome of aversion. They are. These institutions are. When you base things on the color, and guess what? You strip the skin off, we're all the fucking same. That being said, and this is a warning, when people come from countries that have been obliterated by these fucking horrid things at the top, that create all the wars, everything, all the genocides, they're responsible for it all because they shake the jar. You come from war-torn and you have been traumatized beyond most people in Canadian countries can even understand. You will do anything because you're a psychopath. You are a created psychopath. Also, you cut people off from humanity, their own humanity. You take their hope away from them, like the young people. They're going to link with the machine. Machines don't have feelings. None. They don't care about you. Machines don't. Only people can, and only you can maintain your humanity and understand who you really are. Don't let them do this with the mind control, right? So I really see as moving forward, as more people sort of are starting to connect the dots to going on, they really have to understand the concept of mind control because it's how it's all been done. It's how you get people to line up to put a poisonous substance in your body. This, on a Facebook page that I'm on, somebody was telling me about, Canadian family member that they have, the grandbaby 5 months old, and, got all the shots. You try to tell people and they don't listen, right? Because they can't, it's beyond their level of understanding. That's why it behooves us to understand more and more and look at these things that are painful, because maybe we can learn some tactics so that we don't fall for the mind control. And if we don't fall for it, maybe we can be role models for other people so that they don't fall for it either. And as they continue in their awakening process, that we can help them through these milestones, right? Of being able to see, but also maintaining as, we're conscious creators. And that kind of has all by the New Age. I'm not New Age. I'm the New Age, the New Earth nurse. Right? Because I think we're going back to the old earth, to the old ways of beings, but in a different era. There's an evolutionary jump happening. So those in the New Age want to push that evolutionary jump, as do the people who are transhumanist, right? Because they think that that's the next evolutionary jump. I beg to differ with that. I believe that that's dystopian hell, and it will lead to the extinction of human beings, of which all these machines and AI, they have actually, it's us. They're trying to create humans, right? That they can download their consciousness into. I see another evolution, and it's the evolution of us as humans, and that we come to understand that we are divine sparks of everything. Right? We are the divine sparks down here having a human experience, and we get to be in this suit. And that if we maintain this suit well, right, it will do wondrous things for us. We don't understand how to use the suit in conjunction with our consciousness. And that's, I don't say that from a New Age. I say that just from a quantum physics point of view, right? And my spirituality, how I feel, I don't believe that we're just this, meat suit, and that this consciousness is a creation of the brain. I don't believe that. I believe it is the consciousness. It is that flash of light when egg and sperm come together. That is the consciousness that starts to inhabit, right? Every cell, 55 trillion cells, and all the atoms inside. There is theories that suggest that they all have their own consciousness. So it really is time to, deprogram. It's easy to do. What do you feed your head with, right? Learn all kinds of stuff still on the internet where you can learn to be discerning, lean to stay as much as you can in conscious mind. That's what's all about, being conscious awareness, that you're not running around in automatic pilot like an automaton, right? And understand these fucking training sessions in any of these institutions are pure fucking poison, right? They're all fancy, sweet language. It's all the same thing. It's Mao's China. It's Stalin. It's Hitler. Idi Amin. All of them. This is all of them. They're all of the same energy field. And they do all the same thing. They pontronologize. They invert organizations. And it fools the public because you believe it's one thing because that's what you were growing up indoctrinated into believing, when it's a completely different thing. And that's how they do it. And one last thing, Panama is growing because it's like a farm. They fatten up the cattle, or they let the honey create the bees create the honey. And then when everybody's fat and happy and complacent, they fucking steal it. They like doing that. So again, awareness is the only way, and I thought I'd bring that. I thought that was an interesting conversation yesterday. So people kind of don't understand these things. It's not things, wires on your head. It's the shit that you let in, and the things when you're in unconscious mind and when you're poisoned and kind of weakened. So don't go for the struggle sessions. Don't I'm this and that, I'm terrible. No, you're not. You're born perfect. You're God's creation. And we can, with this divine knowledge of who we are, we can overcome any limitation, perceived limitation. We can overcome, we can transcend that, right? That's my whole claim to fame. I will transcend all that as I do, day to day. Okay, have a good day on this